What if the mysteries of human potential, the search for meaning, and hidden truths were not just myths or ancient legends, but real quests that could change your life forever? Meetings with Remarkable Men takes us into an unforgettable journey where each encounter unfolds a new layer of wisdom and self-discovery. This book isn't just about extraordinary people, it's about a path to inner transformation that reveals the power and depth within each of us. Get ready to dive into 7 compelling points, each a step closer to the essence of what it means to truly live. Prepare to journey through these remarkable insights, each one a doorway to discovering truths that may just reshape how you see yourself and the world. 1. The call to seek the unknown. From the very beginning, Gurdjieff's journey in meetings with remarkable men is a vivid call to venture beyond the ordinary, to chase after mysteries that lie outside the boundaries of everyday life. He finds himself drawn to ancient secrets and legendary figures who seem to hold keys to understanding human purpose and destiny. Imagine being led, almost magnetically, towards something unknown but undeniably significant, something that feels almost like destiny whispering in your ear. For Gurdjieff, this call emerges not in a single moment but as a persistent restlessness, a drive to discover hidden knowledge and to make sense of life's deeper questions. From early on, Gurdjieff experiences an insatiable curiosity that guides him to remote regions and into the company of remarkable individuals. This search for knowledge begins when he is young, already questioning established beliefs, challenging ideas he was taught, and seeking out people who live with a profound sense of purpose. One of the most intriguing aspects of Gurdjieff's journey is that he doesn't merely accept the knowledge presented to him. Instead, he actively tests and questions, trying to understand it on a deeply personal level. When he and his friends come across references to the legendary Sarmaung Brotherhood in an ancient manuscript, they become obsessed with learning more about this esoteric group. The allure of the unknown draws them forward with a sense of urgency, as though they might stumble upon the answer to life's great questions in a distant monastery or hidden cave. This drive to explore leads Gurdjieff to encounters that are not just intellectual, but transformative. He meets mystics, philosophers, and seekers like himself who share a common goal: to understand the essence of life beyond its superficial layers. Through these connections, he senses a profound and unspoken knowledge that goes beyond words, a kind of wisdom that must be experienced rather than explained. The people he meets seem to radiate an understanding of the world that is both ancient and intuitive, something that transcends ordinary education or logic. At one point, Gurdjieff and his companions uncover letters exchanged by monks, which reference mystical societies and cryptic teachings. For Gurdjieff, these fragments of information are like glimpses of another world, a place where deeper truths are kept, waiting for those brave enough to seek them. However, even these glimpses are tantalizingly incomplete. They reveal just enough to fuel his curiosity further, leading him to wonder if the journey itself, the search, the struggle, the persistence, is part of the answer. What is fascinating is that every encounter Gurdjieff has brings with it a new piece of understanding, a sense of purpose that grows stronger even when the answers remain elusive. As Gurdjieff's journey unfolds, he confronts dangers, both physical and psychological. The unknown is not only mysterious but also fraught with challenges, testing his resolve and determination. He learns that to truly seek knowledge, one must be willing to face both inner and outer obstacles. Whether it's enduring harsh landscapes, overcoming language barriers, or challenging his own doubts, each difficulty seems to be a rite of passage, a necessary step toward deeper insight. Gurdjieff realizes that the path of knowledge is one that requires sacrifice, persistence, and courage. Each hardship serves to refine his purpose, sharpening his awareness and deepening his commitment to the search. In many ways, Gurdjieff's journey mirrors the process of personal transformation that each of us might experience in our own lives. His story reflects that internal call to seek answers, to go beyond what we are comfortable with, and to embrace the unknown even when it's intimidating. We may not all set off for distant lands or ancient monasteries, but this call, to seek truth, to grow, to understand, is universal. Gurdjieff's experiences remind us that the journey to self-knowledge is not straightforward or easy. It's a path filled with questions, challenges, and, most importantly, a sense of wonder that keeps us moving forward. In Gurdjieff's relentless pursuit of truth, we see an example of what it means to live a life driven by curiosity and purpose. The call to seek the unknown isn't just a dramatic adventure, it's an invitation to awaken our inner potential, to explore parts of ourselves that we may not fully understand, and to become more deeply connected with the world around us. 2. The wisdom of true companions. One of the most captivating aspects of Gurdjieff's journey is the deep and complex friendships he forms with his fellow seekers, people who share his unquenchable thirst for truth and mystery. These aren't just casual friendships or people he meets along the way. They become companions of the heart and mind, each contributing a unique perspective and set of skills that enriches the journey. What stands out in these relationships is not only their shared commitment to uncovering life's hidden truths but the way they influence and challenge each other, deepening their understanding and resolve. For Gurdjieff, these friendships are like mirrors, each reflecting different aspects of his quest and character, helping him understand himself better. Some of his closest companions bring specific skills and insights that he lacks, while others offer support and wisdom born of their own struggles and victories. For instance, one friend might excel in philosophical reflection, bringing clarity to ideas that Gurdjieff himself has only begun to grasp. Another might be a practical realist, someone who keeps the group grounded when they drift too far into abstraction. Together, they balance each other, creating a harmony that enhances each individual's strengths while mitigating their weaknesses. One memorable friendship that Gurdjieff recalls is with Ekim Bey, a man of distinct yet somehow complementary character to Gurdjieff's own. Ekim, who is Turkish, comes from a background that could have easily set him against Gurdjieff culturally and politically. Yet they share a profound connection based on mutual respect and a shared, almost mystical understanding. This connection transcends any external differences, reminding us of the way shared goals and a sense of purpose can bridge divides that would otherwise seem insurmountable. Over time, their bond becomes one of almost familial loyalty, showing how friendship can be a transformative force, capable of challenging ingrained biases and fostering unity. These relationships aren't always easy, nor are they free from conflicts. Gurdjieff's companions often hold diverse beliefs, and each has their own approach to spiritual development. Sometimes, this means that they clash, different personalities and philosophies bumping up against each other in ways that are not always comfortable. Yet, it is precisely through these differences that each person's understanding is enriched. In their debates and discussions, each friend brings something valuable to the table. Rather than trying to eliminate differences, they embrace them, allowing the friction to spark new insights. Gurdjieff himself recognizes that these dialogues, even the disagreements, are vital to the growth of his understanding. His friends become catalysts, helping him to question his assumptions and expand his worldview in unexpected ways. One striking example of this group's unity despite individual quirks and conflicts is their shared devotion to the pursuit of hidden knowledge, such as their obsessive interest in the mysterious Sarmaung Brotherhood, an ancient and possibly mythical organization rumored to guard profound secrets about the nature of human potential. For Gurdjieff and his companions, the Brotherhood represents the ultimate goal, a symbol of the knowledge they seek but may never fully attain. Their collective search for the Brotherhood not only strengthens their bond but also gives them a shared purpose that overrides any personal disputes. Together, they spend countless hours studying obscure texts, deciphering cryptic symbols, and traveling to distant lands, their camaraderie growing stronger with each step taken in pursuit of this elusive truth. In the quiet moments of reflection, Gurdjieff often finds himself marveling at the richness these friendships bring to his life. They are not merely fellow travelers, they are essential to his journey. Through them, he gains access to perspectives that he might never have discovered on his own. Each person's experiences, beliefs, and personal challenges contribute to a tapestry of wisdom that he could not have woven alone. Their shared moments, whether discussing profound ideas in the silence of a desert night or laughing together over the absurdities of their quest, become memories that sustain him through difficult times. These friendships, with all their complexities and challenges, reveal a deeper truth, that our growth is often shaped not only by our own efforts but by the influence of those who walk beside us. 3. The power of a purposeful quest. The journey for purpose and meaning is not just a lofty ideal in meetings with remarkable men, it's a driving force that pulls each step, encounter, and decision. For Gurdjieff, purpose is more than personal ambition or mere curiosity, it's an undeniable calling that demands his full devotion. From the moment he recognizes this inner need, it becomes the compass for everything he does. Instead of wandering without aim, he embarks on a deliberate quest to find answers that lie beyond the superficial or conventional understanding. In Gurdjieff's world, this purposeful search is the engine of true transformation. One of the most compelling symbols of this purpose-driven quest is Gurdjieff's relentless pursuit of the elusive Sarmaung Brotherhood, a group rumored to possess ancient knowledge about the human spirit. This organization represents the very essence of the wisdom he seeks, a place where knowledge, spirituality, and purpose converge. The Brotherhood is not merely a destination or even an actual group that he expects to find waiting for him with open arms. Rather, it becomes a beacon that continuously challenges him to push his limits, confront his assumptions, and venture into places both physically remote and mentally challenging. The search for the Brotherhood, while seeming external, becomes a profound internal journey, testing his resilience and belief in what he's searching for. This quest also reveals the unique strength that comes from aligning one's life with a single, powerful purpose. Gurdjieff's purpose isn't just intellectual, it's deeply emotional, and it touches the core of who he is. Even in moments of doubt or frustration, this unwavering sense of direction carries him forward. Purpose, for him, is not just a sense of what he wants but an understanding of what he needs to fulfill his potential. Each setback and redirection only reinforces his dedication, making him more certain that he is on the right path, even if that path is unclear or perilous. This level of commitment shows how purpose can become a stabilizing force in the most uncertain situations, bringing focus and clarity amid chaos. For instance, as he travels across regions marked by political unrest and cultural barriers, Gurdjieff encounters challenges that would dissuade anyone less committed. There are times when it would have been easier to abandon the journey, to return home and settle for the life he left behind. Yet, the intensity of his purpose pulls him through, like a rope tied to a distant anchor, unyielding and secure. He learns to see obstacles not as hindrances, but as essential parts of the path. Through these experiences, he understands that purpose isn't only about what one seeks, but also about what one becomes in the act of seeking. He realizes that he's not just finding knowledge, he's also cultivating qualities like patience, endurance, and wisdom, qualities that only the journey itself can reveal. The pursuit of purpose also brings Gurdjieff into contact with remarkable individuals who share his dedication to a life of meaning. They may be different in background, belief, or temperament, but they all resonate with the same drive. In one memorable moment, a fellow traveler tells Gurdjieff that the true nature of wisdom is not in knowledge alone, but in the way that knowledge is pursued. Wisdom, the man says, must be lived to be understood, and this resonates with Gurdjieff. The idea that purpose can animate one's life, transforming each experience into a step toward greater understanding, becomes a guiding principle for him. He begins to see that purpose is not an end in itself but a means of connecting deeply with the present moment, bringing a sense of fullness to each encounter and experience. Through his journey, Gurdjieff's relationship with purpose evolves. Initially, his search is driven by a thirst for knowledge, by an intellectual curiosity. But as he faces trials, obstacles, and moments of profound doubt, he begins to see that purpose is something more complex. Purpose, he realizes, is about aligning the heart and mind with something greater, something that demands a deep commitment and brings out the best of one's character. This realization doesn't make the journey easier, but it does make it more meaningful. Each encounter, each lesson learned along the way, becomes a testament to the depth of his commitment and the richness of a life lived with purpose. Through these experiences, he transforms, becoming a man who is not only a seeker of truth but a living embodiment of the truths he seeks. 4. Tests and transformations along the way. As Gurdjieff continues his journey, the path is far from smooth. In fact, it's marked by rigorous tests and unexpected challenges. Each hardship becomes a mirror, reflecting parts of himself that he never saw before, pushing him to confront not only physical obstacles but also the limitations of his own mind and spirit. These trials don't come gently or with warning, they're sudden, demanding, and often disorienting. For Gurdjieff, each setback is a kind of initiation, stripping away any illusions or complacency he might have held and forcing him to grow stronger, more resilient, and more self-aware. One such trial occurs when Gurdjieff and his companions attempt to cross a formidable mountain pass. The terrain is unforgiving, the conditions treacherous, and the weather relentless. As they climb, every step becomes a challenge, testing their endurance and patience. They encounter difficulties with their supplies, face the threat of avalanches, and struggle against exhaustion. Yet, despite these extreme conditions, they are determined to push through. For Gurdjieff, this journey isn't just about reaching the other side of the mountain, it's about discovering what he's truly capable of when everything else is stripped away. He learns that each painful, strenuous step is teaching him discipline and inner strength. This mountain climb, like so many of his challenges, serves as a metaphor for the inner ascent he must undertake. Through these trials, Gurdjieff also comes to recognize the importance of mental adaptability and emotional resilience. When they encounter obstacles that seem insurmountable, he realizes that his response, the way he chooses to interpret and handle the difficulty, is just as important as the challenge itself. There is a profound shift in his perspective, as he begins to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as catalysts for his growth. Whether it's the struggle to find food and water in remote regions or the need to improvise solutions with limited resources, each experience teaches him that flexibility and creativity are invaluable assets. Rather than focusing solely on his original goals, Gurdjieff starts to appreciate the unpredictability of life, learning to navigate these unforeseen turns with patience and a sense of humor. It's a lesson in letting go of control and embracing the unknown, trusting that each twist and turn has its purpose. One of the more humorous and insightful challenges they face involves a river crossing where, after failed attempts with their equipment, they resort to slaughtering their pack animals and using their skins to create a makeshift raft. The absurdity of the situation, a group of men floating down a river on a contraption held together by goat hides, forces Gurdjieff and his friends to laugh at their predicament, even while fearing the dangers of the fast currents. This moment captures the unpredictable and often absurd nature of life's trials, as well as the importance of a lighthearted approach in the face of adversity. It's a reminder that, despite the seriousness of their quest, laughter and camaraderie are vital elements that sustain them through the darkest moments. What Gurdjieff finds most surprising, however, is the profound transformation that each challenge brings about in him. He realizes that the trials are reshaping him on a fundamental level, dismantling parts of his ego and identity. Through these tests, he begins to develop a more profound sense of humility and respect for the world around him. The experiences gradually wear away the outer layers of his personality, revealing a core of resilience and adaptability that he never knew existed. By enduring these hardships, Gurdjieff understands that the journey is as much about becoming someone new as it is about discovering hidden knowledge. Each challenge leaves a mark on him, a testament to his endurance and a reminder of his capacity to overcome. In retrospect, Gurdjieff sees that these challenges are essential, not only for what they teach him about himself but also for the perspective they offer on life itself. Hardships, he realizes, are not random or purposeless, they are necessary for growth, shaping us in ways that comfort and security never could. Every difficult experience becomes a milestone in his journey, a step that brings him closer to understanding his true potential. He learns that by embracing the challenges, by allowing himself to be tested, he is not only gaining knowledge but also cultivating the qualities that will sustain him through future trials. 5. Unveiling hidden knowledge. As Gurdjieff delves deeper into his journey, he realizes that knowledge, true knowledge, is hidden, layered, and often protected by guardians who ensure it's only accessible to those who are ready. His pursuit is not merely about collecting information but uncovering understanding that has been deliberately concealed. This knowledge, he discovers, is not something one stumbles upon by chance, it must be sought with dedication, endured through trials, and ultimately earned through experience. In his encounters with ancient manuscripts, wise monks, and secretive orders, Gurdjieff learns that wisdom is embedded in layers that require more than intellect to access. It's as though every ancient scroll or coded symbol he encounters is a test, asking him to prove his commitment and readiness for the revelations that lie within. One particular experience illustrates this lesson with vivid clarity. Gurdjieff and his companions come across an old, dilapidated monastery where they find fragments of ancient manuscripts buried in a forgotten room. These manuscripts, though physically damaged by time, hold within them the remnants of knowledge passed down from monk to monk, seemingly for centuries. As he touches the crumbling pages, Gurdjieff feels the weight of the history and wisdom they contain. Yet, even when they manage to decipher parts of the text, it's clear that the language and symbols used are complex, intended for those who not only understand the words but can grasp the essence behind them. The message within is meant to be transformative, not simply informative, challenging Gurdjieff and his companions to internalize rather than just comprehend. What becomes apparent to Gurdjieff is that such knowledge is transformative only when it resonates with one's inner being. In another encounter, a wise elder speaks to Gurdjieff about the difference between mere knowledge and true understanding. Knowledge, the elder explains, can often be a fleeting possession, easily replaced by new information or forgotten over time. But understanding, that deep, resonant grasp of truth, becomes a part of one's being, shaping one's perception and guiding one's actions. Gurdjieff comes to see that understanding is the true aim of his quest, a kind of inner light that illuminates not only the knowledge he gains but also himself. This realization is profound. While knowledge alone can inform, only understanding can transform. The quest for this hidden knowledge becomes an exercise in humility for Gurdjieff. Time and again, he realizes that he is not entitled to the truths he seeks, he must prove himself worthy. In conversations with monks and mystics, he senses that they measure not just his intellectual capacity but his sincerity, his willingness to sacrifice, and his readiness to live by the truths he seeks. There is a certain reverence required to unlock these hidden teachings, a respect for the journey itself, and an acceptance of the fact that some things may remain mysterious. This understanding humbles him, reminding him that knowledge is not a possession but a responsibility. Among the most fascinating elements of Gurdjieff's journey is the concept of sacred dances and symbols that carry hidden meanings. In a remote temple, he observes dancers whose movements tell ancient stories and convey truths in ways that words cannot. The sequences are intricate, each position and gesture meticulously chosen, almost as if they are part of a cosmic language that speaks directly to the soul. The monks explain that these dances are living books, and to understand them is to unlock wisdom written in the language of movement. For Gurdjieff, this revelation is transformative, as it challenges the limits of conventional learning. Here, knowledge is not static, it's dynamic, unfolding through experience and observation, a reminder that wisdom exists beyond what can be written or spoken. He begins to appreciate that every culture, every tradition, has its own methods of preserving and transmitting wisdom, ways that speak to different facets of human nature. This exposure to hidden knowledge changes Gurdjieff profoundly, reshaping his beliefs about what it means to learn and grow. He realizes that genuine understanding is not about acquiring facts or even grasping complex ideas, it's about becoming attuned to the essence of things, allowing knowledge to seep into the core of his being. This realization drives him to approach each new lesson with a deeper sense of respect, treating each piece of wisdom as a gift that, if held with care, can reveal endless depths. Through this process, Gurdjieff's journey becomes less about discovery and more about transformation. The truths he uncovers are not simply added to his mind, they are woven into the fabric of who he is becoming, turning his quest for hidden knowledge into a journey of inner revelation. 6. Returning with inner riches. The return journey is as transformative as the quest itself, and Gurdjieff's journey back from his encounters is filled with a kind of wisdom that goes beyond any physical treasure. He returns not with riches in the traditional sense, but with a wealth of insight and self-understanding that deeply alters his view of the world and his place within it. In every meaningful journey, the destination brings discoveries, but it's the journey back, carrying the weight of those insights, that integrates these lessons into everyday life. For Gurdjieff, this phase is essential, marking the point where knowledge is distilled into personal wisdom. Through the trials and extraordinary encounters, Gurdjieff gains a sense of clarity and humility that he could not have anticipated. These inner riches are, in many ways, far more valuable than any external reward because they change his way of being, grounding him in a reality that feels truer and more enduring. One profound realization is that true knowledge does not merely inform, it transforms. He has learned that wisdom, unlike knowledge, has a living quality, it evolves with the individual and requires continuous self-reflection to remain alive and relevant. This wisdom is not simply a set of rules or ideas, it's a lens that affects how he sees everything, from relationships to purpose to the inevitable challenges of life. As he reflects on his journey, Gurdjieff feels a deepened connection to others. The people he once considered remarkable now seem part of a shared human experience, united by common struggles and triumphs. This understanding strips away the sense of separateness that once defined his view of life. He recognizes that each individual he met on his journey contributed to a larger, interconnected wisdom. His experience has shown him that personal growth is not achieved in isolation, but is deeply intertwined with the lives and lessons of others. Through this sense of unity, he returns home with a renewed appreciation for community and companionship, understanding that wisdom is not only to be gained but shared. Perhaps most significantly, Gurdjieff returns with a profound sense of inner peace, a calm born not from avoiding difficulty but from facing it directly. His journey has taught him to accept the unknown, to live in the midst of uncertainty with an open heart and a steady mind. This peace is a powerful legacy of his travels, a state of mind that enables him to face whatever life may bring with courage and clarity. His encounters with wise men, rigorous environments, and hidden knowledge have left him with a resilience that does not waver, even in the face of life's inevitable hardships. This strength, he finds, lies not in the control of external circumstances but in the ability to remain centered regardless of what changes around him. This inner wealth also brings with it a renewed sense of purpose. The journey has stripped away any superficial goals or desires, leaving only what is essential. Gurdjieff understands now that his purpose is not merely personal, it has implications for others as well. The insights he has gained are meant to be shared, to inspire others to undertake their own journeys of self-discovery. His return is not simply a homecoming, but the beginning of a new phase where his task is to embody and convey the truths he has learned. The ultimate purpose of his journey, he realizes, is not to gather knowledge for its own sake, but to use that knowledge in service to others, to help others awaken to their own potential and truth. In the end, Gurdjieff's return is a testament to the power of a journey that does not merely change the external world but transforms the inner landscape of the traveler. The riches he brings back are intangible but invaluable, offering a depth of insight that shapes how he will live the rest of his life. He has come full circle, yet he is not the same man who began the journey. He returns with the understanding that life is not about accumulating experiences but about integrating them, allowing each lesson to deepen his understanding and connection to the world. The journey may be over, but the wisdom he has gained will continue to unfold, guiding him on the path ahead. 7. A legacy of spiritual awakening. The journey Gurdjieff undertook was never meant to end with him alone. From the very start, his quest was not just to satisfy a personal thirst for knowledge but to gather insights that could inspire and awaken others. Over time, Gurdjieff realized that what he had learned and the wisdom he had accumulated was something that needed to be shared. His encounters, trials, and profound realizations became a foundation for teaching, a legacy that could outlive him and impact future generations. He understood that the highest purpose of his journey was to help others on their own paths to self-discovery, to guide them in developing their consciousness. When Gurdjieff returned to the West, he poured himself into creating a circle of individuals who were committed to the same ideals. He didn't merely want to teach doctrines or hand out easy answers, he sought to engage them in a life deeply centered around growth and awareness. This group wasn't about following rigid rules but about experiencing life intensely and using every aspect of existence as a tool for inner development. Gurdjieff's teachings, based on the concept of harmonious development, were unique because they addressed every part of a person's being, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. He believed that to reach a true state of awareness, every aspect of the self needed to work in unity, balanced and harmonious. To fulfill his vision, Gurdjieff founded the Institute for the Harmonious Development of Man. This place was unlike any conventional school, it was a space where students engaged in tasks that challenged not only their intellectual abilities but their whole beings. Gurdjieff crafted exercises and experiences that would push each person to confront their limits, question their assumptions, and reach beyond their comfort zones. Through dance, physical labor, meditation, and complex movements, he guided them to cultivate an awareness that penetrated deeply into the present moment. This kind of holistic training was meant to free them from the mechanical, unconscious patterns of ordinary life, encouraging them to truly wake up to their potential. Gurdjieff's presence alone was transformative. He embodied the wisdom he taught, serving not just as an instructor but as a living example of the principles he espoused. He didn't only share ideas, he created a living experience through which his students could connect with these teachings on a visceral level. His goal wasn't to provide answers but to set his students on their own paths, to help them discover the truth within themselves. In his view, Each individual had to find their way to understanding. His role was simply to guide and provoke a deeper inquiry into life. This approach was both demanding and liberating, as it required personal responsibility and an active engagement with every facet of one's being. Throughout this time, Gurdjieff faced numerous challenges, from political turmoil to financial hardship, all of which he overcame with determination to ensure that his teachings could endure. The significance of his struggle lies not only in what he achieved but in the example he set for those who followed. His perseverance in the face of adversity illustrated that the pursuit of truth often requires immense sacrifice, resilience, and a relentless commitment to one's vision. By sharing his journey and showing his students the depth of his dedication, he inspired them to take up their own struggles with courage and resolve. Ultimately, the legacy Gurdjieff left behind wasn't a collection of written doctrines or a rigid system but a way of being, a lived experience that each student could carry forward and adapt. His teachings went beyond his lifetime, passed down through his students who continued his work, keeping his spirit alive in their own journeys. This legacy of awakening, this spark of self-awareness, became the truest gift of his journey, igniting the potential for transformation in each person who encountered his ideas. Gurdjieff's life was, in essence, a call to live consciously, to engage fully with life, and to embrace the path of continuous self-discovery, creating a ripple effect that would inspire countless others in their own quests for meaning and understanding. Final words. Gurdjieff's journey, as portrayed in Meetings with Remarkable Men, is an exploration that resonates deeply with anyone seeking a life of purpose and self-awareness. From the initial pull toward the unknown to the encounters with companions who challenge and enrich him, each stage of his journey becomes a mirror reflecting both his inner struggles and triumphs. Alongside friends who share his passion for truth, he faces physical and spiritual tests that reveal his resilience, gradually transforming his perspective on life and knowledge. These challenges, often unpredictable and difficult, serve as milestones in his path, showing him that true growth emerges from adversity. The core of his journey, however, is a search for hidden wisdom, knowledge not found in textbooks but in ancient teachings, sacred dances, and lived experiences. He uncovers truths that are meant to be felt as much as understood, bringing him closer to a way of life that values deep, inner understanding over surface-level knowledge. This revelation guides him toward a return not marked by riches, but by an inner wealth, insights that fundamentally reshape his relationship to the world and his purpose within it. Ultimately, Gurdjieff's legacy transcends personal enlightenment. He returns to share his teachings, inspiring others to embark on their own quests of self-discovery. His journey becomes a living testament to the possibility of transformation and a reminder that each of us has the potential to awaken to a richer, more connected existence. His life's work is an invitation to explore beyond the boundaries of ordinary life, to embrace the challenges, and to find within them a path toward genuine awareness. In the end, his story is not just his own, it's a call to each of us to seek, to grow, and to awaken.